Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and our year to shine. This is going to be Cheryl Richardson's Art of Extreme Self-Care, challenge number 4 for April 2021. I like this one. I don't know that I feel like it will be that hard, except maybe for one thing I'll say in a minute. So it's called The Power of Rhythm and Routine. And I remember last year doing at least 2 videos on having a morning wake up sort of routine. Yes, Annabelle has a morning wake up routine. Actually, Annabelle, my kitty, is the best kitty for me because she never wakes me up wanting to eat. She is just as happy to sleep the day away as she is to get up and eat. Of course, as soon as I'm getting out of bed, she gets excited and wants to eat, but she doesn't pester me, she doesn't meow or anything, so she doesn't even need to be on a certain routine as far as what time she eats. She gets hungry at night around the same time, but in the morning, it's like she could eat at 8 in the morning, she could eat at 11, it's all the same. She's just happy if she's snuggling, so that's really good because I don't think I could have to get up really early and feed her. Although, I will say before we even go into this, that I have gotten in the habit of getting up at the same time every day except for one day a week. I let myself sleep the as long as I want on that one day. But then all the other days I try to keep it the same time that I would get up going to work so that it's not like I crash from sleeping in on both weekend days or something like that, and then Monday morning is horrible because I'm exhausted from not keeping my regular routine. So something could be said for that. So Cheryl talks about how she sat with herself at one point and just really did some deep breaths and asked her inner being, what is the one thing that I can do that will completely eliminate the reason that I feel so overwhelmed? Because at the time she was just feeling like there was not enough time for everything, and there were obligations and just so much to do. And so what came to her was, if she goes to sleep by 11 every night and gets up at 7 every day, that was like the thing that came to her. And she said it was not the answer that she was expecting. So the first thing to do with this challenge is to actually sit with yourself and ask yourself a similar question. She does tell us there's something healing about repetition and rhythm. And she does say, when I experience this in my everyday life, I feel centered and balanced. So I can agree with that as well. I like to make sure that I get up early enough so that I can actually sit down at the table and eat breakfast. If I'm running out the door and I don't have that sort of at least time to digest and sort of not feel like I'm up against the clock, then it sets my day off in a nice way. And I've shared before, I don't like a lot of noise in the morning. I don't want to wake up and listen to the news. I do listen to some things in the morning, like I might put on a YouTube video or recording or something, or I should probably do music. That would be really relaxing. But I did tell you in that video last year that I always wake up, my alarm is music. So I do, in a sense, wake up to music. I don't like waking up with a jolt either. Like, I like that my music just sort of like wakes me up gradually. So I like that. So she decided to try that, to implement that change. And then, so she did it for a month, and she says, 1 month later, during the time when I wasn't traveling, I realized that by sticking to my new routine, my life had more rhythm and flow, and it felt better. I was more productive and energized during the day, not to mention more focused, and my mood reflected the balance and consistency I had created in my life. I soon found it easy to spend more time on the things that mattered most. I'll say something too about having a schedule in terms of my own life now that I do give myself the weekends where I'm not going to do any work. There was one day in the last couple months that I had to do something on Saturday that was abnormal, but so I've gotten into this sort of rhythm of having time off as well. And I I have to discipline myself to do that because I would work every day if I let myself. There's always things to do. Um, but I think having that downtime and that rhythm, and Saturdays, like today is normally a day where I go out and get errands done, and I try to do some fun things, maybe have lunch out or something. And then Sunday, is my Sunday Sabbath, where it's just my relaxing day. Annabelle loves that too. So she talked a little bit about the ocean too, as far as it having a rhythm, and so she brings that into this next part of, she calls it riding life's waves. Finding a wave like rhythm and routine reaps great rewards and can actually be a surprisingly powerful act of extreme self-care. Routine adds stability to our lives and it helps us feel more secure. It also provides much needed relief from mentally managing too many responsibilities. If you stop to think about it, you'll probably find that you already have some established routines in place, such as you might meet your buddies for a weekly sports game. You might have your hair done regularly by the same stylist at the same salon. You put your kids to bed and get them up at the same time every day. Going to the gym every day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Scheduling your work meetings at the same time each week, walking the dog or feeding the cat at the same time every day. These routines become the rhythms by which you live and plan your life, and the benefits often affect you in ways that you might not expect. Think about the cycles of nature. Seasons change, the sun rises and sets every day, and tides flow in and out. Unfortunately, our natural human rhythms are too often interrupted by busy lives. Yes, so we talked a lot last year about scheduling life around you and your self-care. So Cheryl would like what Sarah from Simple Abundance, Sarah Brown Bronick, told us last year about really making your self-care a priority, and doing something like going to bed early is self-care, and you'll get it done. And you'll probably be, I started to say, I'm more productive during the week because I want to have the weekends off, and so I make sure that I get everything done. And then so same thing, like if you know you have to go to bed at 11, then you're going to be productive to make that happen, right? And we're not in our natural, what she calls, quote, flow. Our mind and body get confused, which can cause a whole lot of problems. For example, our ability to concentrate is disrupted, our mood shifts dramatically, and our energy levels wax and wane. Establishing a more balanced and healthy routine might mean doing some of the following. So think about some of these things that might be your new routine things. Going to bed, waking up, exercising, meditating, eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, playing with or walking your cat. Oh, sorry, I said cat just because I was thinking that, but it says pet. Writing in a journal or notebook, going for a walk, spending time with a loved one. Other ways to create new rhythms during work are taking some time every morning to plan your day rather than just diving into work, checking your voicemail or email at predetermined times throughout the day. That's a really good idea. Scheduling weekly meetings at the same time. This helps employees and benefit from the power of routine too. Giving yourself 20 minutes before you leave to tie up the day's loose ends. That's really good. I should do that. I told you that at my job there's a lot to do, but actually, since I said that, I now have an assistant, which is so amazing. So, but I've still been staying late. So I hope that will change once the assistant gets more trained to, I can actually stop and have lunch and stuff. So, but that 20 minutes, I like that. It's like and I have to be better about saying, like, I am leaving at a certain time. Just like the going to bed thing that Cheryl said. It's hard though, because there are some things I just have to do before I go. But I like the idea of sort of having that 20 minutes to tie up the loose ends. I like that. If you currently feel that you're not organized or grounded, there's a good chance that the peace of mind you long for lies in your ability to create a natural rhythm in your life. So let's get to it. You know I love my schedule, so I don't worry too much about that, but I like this. I like this encouragement here. So here's our extreme self-care challenge. This month is about experiencing the power of rhythm and routine. To get started, sit quietly and take several deep breaths. So then this is what she did, like she was telling us. Then ask yourself the following question. What one routine could I put in place this month that would improve my life the most? Could be many things, right? Notice the first thing that comes to mind, especially if it's something you'd like to ignore. Yep. Once you've identified what it is, put it in writing on a 3x5 index card and keep it in view throughout the month to remind you of your commitment. Next, make a plan to put this routine in place for the next 30 days. For example, if you decide that you'll meditate for 10 minutes in the morning, let family members know that you shouldn't be disturbed. Or if you plan to return work calls from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, be sure to let the appropriate people know, such as staff, clients, and so on. Once your new routine has been in place for a week, take some time to consider how it has affected your emotional and physical well-being by answering the following questions. Are you more relaxed? Do you feel less overwhelmed? Are you more productive? Does your life seem more balanced? Reinforce your new habit by keeping track of positive results in your notebook or journal throughout the month. And I think that's it. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that one? Are you encouraged? I bet you all of us would have a different answer to that question of what's the one thing that I could do over the next month that would improve my life. Something to think about. And then trying to get some sort of a rhythm and routine going. Look back for those morning and evening routines that I did. I think I said I did at least 2 videos on. And if you need any inspiration, because I did talk about Tony Robbins and some other people that give suggestions for how to start the day in a productive and positive way. I hope you're having a positive weekend. It's really nice weather here where I am. It's feeling a lot more like spring. And I hope that you are enjoying the spring so far as well. I will see you on the next video. Shoot, I didn't grab the new book, but I have the new book, The Joy of Less. So we're going to be starting on that, and that's what the next video should be. So I will see you then. Bye-bye.